everybody, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. I am Bill, joined as always by Fro. And, this week we're going to review Double or Nothing from last week. Going to get different opinions on this show. If you didn't get a chance to hear it on our Patreon page. And a lot of other stuff that we're going to talk about. So, Fro, how have you been?
I'm okay.
That's good.
I watched a very bad. I watched an extremely bad reality show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Labor of Love.
Oh gosh. Oh, with our hero Matt Striker.
With our hero Matt Striker, and I can say after 1 week, Matt Striker is still on the show.
Yay!
After jerking off in a bus, and yes, that is what they do in the first episode.
Oh God!
Yeah, they have to give the sperm count for the woman. That's the first task they do. It's like go inside this trailer thing and jerk off in a cup to see how much sperm they have.
Oh Lord!
Yep, this show is something else.
Yeah, I'm glad I decided not to watch that.
I mean, the whole thing is so sexist, and it's so incredibly cringe. I don't think I have ever seen a worse show in my entire life. And I mean that I would rather watch Total Bellas on repeat than watch this.
That's saying something.
It isn't atrocious even. It's just like, how was this made? So for people that don't know the premise, it's about this lady, and it's The Bachelor. If The Bachelor was, I only want a kid, and romance is coming second. That's why it's called Labor of Love. Labor, like giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the whole premise of the show. I want a kid, you're a guy, jerk off in this cup, let's get physical.
Wow. Let's
get physical.
Not the way that I'd imagine.
Yeah, now since we don't have any Masked Singer to report on, I thought we would get rid of this incredibly bad show that I need to follow. Yeah.
Until Matt Striker has been eliminated.
I think I probably will watch it even though he gets eliminated, because I watched Bachelor Follow Your Heart, or whatever it's called. Follow the music, right. Follow the heart, or where the whole thing is like, oh, they are going to sing, and that way they will fall in love. I watched a lot of shit reality shows, but have you ever seen The Swan?
Can't say that I had.
So the premise of The Swan was that people that thought they were ugly were coming to get an operation, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it was two girls an episode, 2 or 3 girls an episode, and they get like plastic surgery, they get lip suction, they get everything, and after all that, they get to be in a beauty contest. After they have had all these operations and things. The winner is the one that is the most beautiful. It is, yeah. It's on that level, labor of love. I mean, it's just like I can't think of anything else stupid, worse than this show. I literally can't.
Wow. Phew.
Yep.
Well, I guess we sort of needed that after what we had dealt with at the end of last week.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about this a little bit, because if we don't, I think I'm going to feel absolutely horrible. Hana Kimura took her life last week at the age of 22. 22. That's still a kid. You know? And it comes from an incident that happened on a reality TV show in Japan called Terrace House, where one of the popular figures on the show washed her clothes on purpose. I believe that's...
Yeah, I mean, she had said before everything of this happened, she said like, "Oh, don't wash my clothes. I'm very scared of people getting because she had her wrestling gear and everything there. So she made sure that it was very like, oh, don't touch it. It's very personal, and he did it anyway.
Yeah. So she gets pissed, goes after him, and then...
Yeah, and people are like, oh, she hit him.
No, she didn't.
No. She takes his cap in his hand and, like, throw it on the floor. That is not hitting anyone. That's not physical violence.
And she begins to have cyberbullies go after her.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes on for months and months and months and months, to the point where she took her own life.
It's so terrible. It is so incredible terrible. I sent you a video of this.
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, explaining the whole situation, and it's like, it is so incredibly unfair that she got all the bullying. I mean, cyberbullying is one of the worst things that you could ever... yeah.
I mean, first off, I want to say to the cyberbullies, fuck you. Because of you pressured a young girl into taking her own life.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was about to be... she was going to be big. Because I even remembered thinking about it. She was in the dark match at Madison Square Garden last year that I was at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she, in a way, if you think about it, was officially the first non-WWE match in Madison Square Garden in 50, 60 some odd years. She was a part of that. And she was very popular from, what I had been told, or what I've read. And Japan, they're right now working on stiff laws for cyberbullying because of this.
Good.
As far as the show Terrace House goes, it might not be coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't really... It's not really the program itself.
No, it's not.
Unfolds. So it's a little like I don't really understand why they're trying to get after the show. The show itself is totally okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like any other Big Brother show.
Right. And then, we had two people who really did not need to put their opinions in.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny and Rebby Hardy. Sunny talks about how, like, oh, she didn't have thick skin, and how I was bullied a lot worse than this girl was.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah, let's make it about you and your bullying.
Exactly. And then
Don't let the people that loved her mourn or anything.
right. And then Rebby Hardy, who is just a complete bitch anyway, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, let me pull her tweet up.
But yeah, no, it's so disrespectful. It is so incredibly disrespectful to have this kind of way into it. It's just like, why did you do this? Why did you talk about it? Like, shut your fucking mouth and let the people in her family mourn.
Okay, so basically, Rebby okay, so she blasted fans after hearing this, and she was like, I'll read the tweet. But keep on with your shit stand culture and sassy edgelord comments towards wrestlers. This internet is effing trash. Hashtag RIP Hana Kimura. So she was being a little bit respectful, unlike when Ashley Massaro died last year, took her life, and she was like the biggest bitch in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, here, if I really want to hear people talk about, you know, this topic, the last two people I really want to hear is Tammy Sytch, Sunny, and Rebby Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my thing. Fro was smart enough, in his own wisdom, and also taking advice from doctors, to be off social media.
Mm-hmm.
That was his decision.
Definitely.
I'm on social media because, well, I have all these podcasts, but also I want to stay connected with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go around bullying people who deserve it.
No, I'm at the stupid opinion that if you want to have contact with me, you can get a Skype account.
Which is what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tammy, you know, she'd been out of jail recently, so she's been out for a few months. She got some stupid page, and she's claiming like, oh, I make $72,000 a month and all that. Well, you know why, Sonny? Because you do the same thing with your mouth that you do with your legs. You can't keep them closed. So, why don't you do that?
Wow.
Why don't you just close the legs, close your mouth, because no one really gives two shits about what you think about, oh, I got tougher skin. I was tougher back in the day. I got bullied more. No one gives a shit if you were bullied all the time. I really don't care. Really don't care. You screwed up your life more times And this young girl who is innocent, she got picked on. So why don't you just go jump off a bridge? Seriously. And then there's one other thing that I want to talk about. Because I want to talk about real quick the incident that's going on in Minnesota. Because that's a mess.
Oh, you don't say, do you?
I want to say this. What that police officer did was absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I do not support what the gentleman did. I think what he did was absolutely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that situation could have been handled a lot better. The problem that I have are two things. Number one, why all of a sudden are we deciding to just destroy stuff, break things?
I have no clue. That happened under the riot for who was it that got shot? A young black man.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd done a peaceful protest, I would have been fine. I really would have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read a couple of comments, one of which is from former WWE wrestler Sean Morley. You might know him better as Val Venus, where he put up on Facebook last night, "Fuck the cops." I took that very. I didn't take it. It hit me a little bit because I have family that are in law enforcement.
Yeah, your brother.
Yeah, my brother. I was gonna report that to Facebook, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I just decided to just unfriend him on Facebook. I really did. So I just, I was like, you know what? He could go ahead, have fun with his weed, smoke all that, have his one-ass opinion, so. But then, at the same time, I had a friend in a group chat who, she was talking about that. She was like, oh, I hate cops. This is why I hate cops. And I had to get on, I almost lost my cool last night. And I was like, look, not all cops are bad. My brother's a cop. He's a damn good cop. Just because the media shows you this crazy shit that goes on, not all cops are terrible people. And they really aren't.
Yeah.
So, I want to remind all of our listeners that not all cops are terrible people. They are.
It's not a black and white issue.
No, it's an everybody issue.
Yeah.
It just happens to be black and white because a black man died, and I feel terrible for his family. I do. He should not be dead. He really should not. But this goes far beyond the color of your skin. Unfortunately, there are too many people in this world who cannot look past that. So, what it has to be is you gotta somehow find the bad cops and get rid of them. And what I mean by get rid of them is fire them. Make sure they don't have another job. Keep the good cops, because those are the ones that keep the city safe, that make everybody happy, and that make lives easier.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So, again, my thoughts not only go out to Hana Kimura and her family, but also to George Floyd and his family. This definitely could have been avoided on so many levels, especially from that officer's point of view. He did not have to do what he did. Did not. And that's my social rant of the week.
Well, I will rant more later, so it's okay.
All right. Let's get into some wrestling news. The ratings came out for this past Wednesday night, and AEW kicked ass again. AEW had 97 more thousand viewers than NXT did this week, and they had more than almost double in the 18 to 49 range. AEW was a .32, yeah. NXT was a .19.
I'm going to guess they didn't watch the pay-per-view.
And I'll tell you what, because I actually was going back and forth between Dynamite and NXT. Dynamite was an all-around better show this week.
Oh, yeah.
Although NXT had the better main event, I thought.
Oh, definitely.
I enjoyed that fight pit. I want to see more of that. I really do. I thought that was very well done. I thought that was tremendous. That could be a good way to settle a score or something like that. So. But no, AEW, I thought all around was the better show this week. And the funny thing is, Fro, I did not watch Raw this week because I was on Facebook, High Spots, which I told you guys about a couple of weeks ago. They had a 12-hour Memorial Day marathon sale of different items.
Okay.
Let's just say Bill
went a little crazy.
For Bill, yes. I could.
Did you buy yourself a headset?
Very funny. We will get into that story later. We really will. I ended up buying altogether, it was like $190 of stuff.
Hoo la la!
But that is like a penny compared to some of the people who bought thousands upon thousands of dollars of merchandise over the 12-hour period. What did you get? So, but a lot of that was for my eBay store. So.
Right. And what did you get?
What did I get? I got the list here. I got Ring of Honor Grab Bag DVD. So that's 10 DVDs. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla DVD, 10 bag, grab bag. FIP Grab Bag DVD. I got the WrestleMania 22 DVD for $10.
Oh, that's cheap.
I got an autographed Bruno Sammartino picture.
Ooh.
Because I don't have anything autographed by Bruno, so that'll be a keeper. I got a Japanese pro wrestling book, which looks really good. And I got a hat.
What was the most expensive item you got?
The PWG grab bag.
Okay. How much was that?
$50.
And how much is it in the bag?
Well, it's 10 DVDs, so it'd be $5 a DVD.
That's not too bad.
No, not at all. And it they did like an auction of like a random box of 100 DVDs. It ended up going for almost $500.
Ooh la la!
I am glad I did not go that crazy.
That's still $50 though.
Right. And then last night, they had Teddy Long on, and he had brought...
Did he make it a tag team match?
No, he did not make a straight-up tag team match.
Aww.
But he sold some of his personal items, SmackDown signs that he had. He sold a denim Monday Nitro jacket. He sold his referee shirt and pants. And he sold his suit from the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw that he wore.
The white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. It was very cool. I definitely recommend, if you guys are looking to get stuff, go on the Facebook Live. It is every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Usually it goes for 2 hours, but last night it went a little longer. It is worth it. I've met some really nice people on there. So check it out. You get some good stuff at good prices. You really do. Alright, let's get back into the news here after I told you guys of me being a high dollar spender.
Hey, big spender!
Really? Guess who has another baby?
Me! No.
Boy, the day you become a dad. Oh.
No chance in hell.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, Bray Wyatt and JoJo.
Aww.
This was kept very under wraps.
Yes, I have never heard about this.
And they had their second child together. This is Bray's fourth kid, actually. They had a girl. And her name is... I know I'm going to maybe botch this first name, but I'll try it anyway. Hyrie Von Rotunda.
Rotunda?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there a rotunda around the North Pole? Or Alaska or something?
I think so.
Yeah. I heard of rotunda, like, in something to do with snow.
Well, this is, like I said, this is Bray's fourth kid. I think this is his first girl. I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
And this is JoJo's second kid. My only question, and I'm only doing this just to do it, just to say it. When they were doing the no pants dance, did Bray have the Fiend mask on?
I hope so.
Oh, God.
Meh.
Let me in.
I'm gonna cream pie you.
Oh, my God, bro. Sheesh. Okay.
Okay, so how you make a cream pie? You take crust out of your fridge.
No. Please, no.
Then you wisp up some cream and take it into the pie form. That's what I meant.
Sure you did.
That's totally what I meant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One more.
I'm too innocent to believe anything else.
Right. Mm-hmm. One more good news that we can report.
Okay.
And that is Becky Lynch put yesterday up on her Instagram that
it's a boy.
Well, it's the first sonogram.
Oh.
Of the baby.
I'm going to guess a boy.
I don't know. It hasn't been. It's a small little baby. I can't imagine what the size of it is now, but yeah. Okay. Why don't we do that? Why don't we make a bet? What the gender of the baby is going to be? You say it's going to be a boy.
Yep.
I'm going to say it's going to be a girl.
Cool.
Just so we can have a different bet. A different bet on this Loser has to teach our audience how to change a diaper.
Sure.
and we will do it on audio, so.
I have actually changed the diaper in my entire life.
I have changed diapers many times.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but yes.
Oh boy. So anyway, I think we also, if we didn't mention this, I'd be mad at myself. The team formerly known as the Revival debuted on AEW this week.
They did.
And they did it in a really, I got to give them credit. I thought it was a really nice way of it being done. There was no news that they were coming. They just drove in a truck, came out, went in the ring, beat up the Butcher and the Blade. Excuse me. Really well done. I actually enjoyed it.
I agree.
So, going to be very interesting to see when they do have an official match. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be right away or if it's going to be at Fyter Fest, which they did not announce a date for. But
right.
No, I'm looking forward to this because eventually it's going to lead up to them against the Young Bucks.
Oh, definitely.
That is the definite, main goal. So we're going to get, I think that match will take place at All Out in September.
Maybe.
Yeah. Could be sooner. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But what is not sooner, because it's going to happen now, is our review of Double or Nothing.
Please, no.
Well, I have your grades here, so you don't have to. So, what we're going to do, just to give a quick reminder, we're going to talk about the matches. We're going to give our grades. We're also going to give Dave Meltzer's ratings for the match, or the matches, and CBS Sports, because ESPN still will not rate anything non-WWE related. What a surprise. Alright, so, should we tell them, before we get into it, about our fantastic adventure leading into watching this pay-per-view?
I've never been so proud in my entire life. Yeah, we found out that Bill is actually 97 years old.
Yeah. Yep. I am an old man.
Yes.
Because I could not find crap if my life depended on it.
No. I think you were like, you were at the point where you were like, okay, I give up.
I was. I really was.
Yeah. And I heard it in your voice, and I was like, okay, let him calm down. Let me just call him and just explain. Okay, he needs to push that button, and then that button, and then that button.
Because the problem was not the streaming. Because that was like the easy part. The hard part was, trying to control our talking, because we had a bunch of people join us, and the volume of the matches. And they're like, do you have headphones? And I'm like, and then I remembered I had a set of headphones from when I listened to my CD player many years ago, which worked tremendously throughout the entire show. So,
at least we have a solution for next time.
Yes. So yeah, I felt like my parents last Saturday night. It was a blow.
I felt like your parents last Saturday night.
It was a blow to my country, a blow to my manhood. I let everybody down. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun. It was.
It was funny when we got it to work.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I will say this, Fro. This is a little bit of a spoiler for something in the future that I did. I watched a movie yesterday to review with Jim. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I want you guys to be surprised when it comes out. One of the characters was a grandpa named Bill. Yeah.
Wow.
So I am immortalized now.
Mm-hmm.
Immortalized. Okay. Well, enough of making fun of me, although every day, every way.
I mean, it was the most interesting thing about that pay-per-view, so...
It was. And I was a good sport about it.
Yeah.
After last week, and then, with Hana Kimura, I think we all needed a laugh.
Oh, definitely.
So I gave him a laugh. Okay, so our opening, we had a buy-in match. Private Party versus the Best Friends. The winners would be the #1 contenders to the tag team titles. This was a fun buy-in match. I would say this was as good as Jeff Hardy and Cesaro from a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is my second best match of the night.
It is.
Yeah.
I have his grades.
I really, really like this match.
It was just a good back and forth tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was no heels. It was just, let's determine the #1 contenders. Best Friends got the win, which I think was pretty expected, I think, for the most part. I enjoyed it. I liked this match. I gave it a C+. You gave it a B.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that you're going to be sticking to your grades for all these matches.
Yeah, all except one. But we will talk about it when we come there.
Okay. Meltzer gave this 2.25 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B-.
Okay.
So now we go on to the main show, and we begin with the Casino Ladder match, where the winner will receive a future AEW World Championship match.
This was fun.
So the rules are Royal Rumble-like. You start with 2, and then every 2 minutes another person is going to come out until everyone comes out. Now, at any time during this match, an individual can climb the ladder to achieve a chip.
Mm-hmm.
Not a potato chip, but a chip. A betting chip. So Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian start the match. Then Kip Sabian comes out. And then Darby Allin comes out, and Allin does this incredible spot where he is on top of a ladder. He has his skateboard, jumps right onto Kazarian with the ladder. That was a really good spot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's Tony Hawk here.
Right. And then we had our comedy spot, and this was absolutely great. I loved this part. Orange Cassidy comes out.
Oh, I love that guy.
He goes to the commentary table and he asks them, what do I have to do to win? And Excalibur is like, Tony's explained this to you like 60 times this week. You have to take a ladder, you have to climb up and grab the chip. So, Orange gets in the ring and he lifts his arms up as if he's a child. It was absolutely hilarious. It was done so well. He does not want to get the ladder. He just wants, he's like, lift me, please. Somebody lift me. Colt Cabana comes out next, followed by Luchasaurus. Now, there's one spot left. The mystery spot. We have no idea who this is going to be. It ends up being a debuting Brian Cage with Taz.
Yeah, most other than me, disappointing. Were very disappointed in this. I don't understand why people were so disappointed in this. I really don't get it.
I didn't mind it that much, actually.
Yeah, everybody was very negative to this.
So, you go through your typical ladder match stuff. They bury Cage under a bunch of stuff to try to, keep him down. It does not work. Brian Cage, in the end, grabs Allen, and he's got a ladder underneath Allen and just throws him to the floor with this ladder following him. Cage takes the chip, wins the match, is going to receive a future AEW World Championship match, which we will talk about a little bit later on. I gave this a B. You gave this a B+.
Yeah, probably my favorite match of the night.
Meltzer gave this 3 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B.
I really, really liked it. I don't get the hate for him. I really don't get the hate for him. People like, oh, he's so stiff. Oh, he's always going to win. Oh, he's Roman Reigns. It's like,
no, he's not
what?
Roman Reigns. Oh my God, no way.
I didn't get the hate. But you know what they say? Haters gonna hate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But all I can do is shake it off.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Next match, MJF against Jungle Boy.
Ooh la la.
This is where it's going to get a little controversial on our rankings.
I mean, this is where the pay-per-view turns for me.
Now, MJF sends Wardlow to the back, which I found very interesting. This is a back and forth match where these guys are chopping each other. They're going move for move. At one point, Jungle Boy hits a move on the apron, and it looks like MJF's head just barely hits the apron. And then the end of the match, MJF goes for a cradle. He's got Jungle Boy's tights. Jungle Boy reverses that pin. He grabs MJF's tights. MJF reverses that. He grabs Jungle Boy's tights, and the ref does not see it. And MJF gets the win to stay undefeated in singles competition. I'm going to reveal our grades, and I'm going to let you, once I reveal your grade, tell everyone why you are not a fan of this match. Mm-hmm. I gave this a B. You gave this a D-.
Yeah, I think that this should have been a squash match. This went on for 20 minutes or something like that?
Close to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it felt extremely long. I was so incredibly bored. And I have to mention it right now. There is this wheel in the background of this pay-per-view. and if you have ever seen a slot machine, it's like three slots landing on anything. And I was more into... Huh? Sorry?
Madonna. 3 slots.
But yeah, no, I was more interested in that and in what's going on. I thought this should have been a squash match. I think they gave Jungle Boy too much leverage, and yeah, to be honest, this was a boring mess.
And you even rewatched this match.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yes. I did that towards every match.
Well, you're not going to like Meltzer's rating on this.
Let me guess, 5 stars.
No. 4.25.
Yeah.
CBS Sports gave it a B+.
Yeah. I even think that's too nice.
All right. Next match is the finals of the TNT Championship Tournament. Lance Archer against Cody. Mike Tyson is there to present the belt to the winner of the match.
Well, is he really?
Yeah.
Because that's not really the title of the match, because that looks like something my undead child in kindergarten could make better.
Okay. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think we should mention it right away. The belt that is brought out is not the final product.
Thank God for that, because that is an atrociously ugly title.
It looks like it is the stepchild of the 24/7 title right now. And they even mention it during the pay-per-view. Oh, this is not the final look of the belt. There's going to be more to the belt. So this match is Lance Archer destroying the crap out of Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And it is done so well. I mean, I honestly cannot think of anyone since we've had this pandemic who has made as big of an impact watching wrestling for me as Lance Archer has. He is so damn good, and this match proves it. Cody tries to get any amount of offense in, cannot do it. And then Archer walks on the ropes, the top rope, because he did it once earlier and he hit it successfully. So he goes for it a second time. Jake climbs up onto the apron, which distracts the referee. Arn Anderson, seeing that the ref's back is turned, climbs up, trips Archer onto the top turnbuckle. And then Cody hits a really nice move, only gets a 2 count. Then a second referee comes out, tells the referee in the ring what happened, and then I can't believe they did this. They asked Mike Tyson if this happened. I'm like, Tyson, you're not going to snitch on Arn Anderson, are you? He did. He did. I couldn't believe it.
And I mean, the most fun thing with this match is Mike Tyson yawning while this match is going on.
He is yawning during the match. He's laughing during the match. He's clapping during the match. It is like the 6 emotions of Mike Tyson here.
It's so atrocious.
So Arn gets kicked out from ringside, and then Jake also gets kicked out from ringside.
Mm-hmm.
Jake comes back. He's got a bag. So you're thinking he's got a snake in the bag. Mike Tyson pops right up on the ramp, takes his shirt off, looks like he's about to fight Roberts, and Roberts backs away. Now, to be fair to Mike Tyson, he's 53. He's not in quite the best shape, but he's in better looking shape than your co-hosts are. Let's be real on that.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the match, Cody reverses, hits 2 crossroads, and Cody is the first TNT champion. I enjoyed this match just on storytelling purposes and just how the match was. This is my second favorite match. I gave this a B+. You gave it a B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this was like, oh, good. The pay-per-view is going to be better. No, it's not.
Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B. Then we're going to hit a little bit of a rough patch here for these next few matches. First off is Penelope Ford against Chris Statlander. Now, Ford is like a not last minute, but more like last day substitution because we had said, Britt Baker had her leg injured, and we weren't sure if she was going to be able to perform. She did not. They did a bit on Dynamite on Wednesday night. Did you see this one with Baker? You have to see it. It is so good. So she's going to be out for a little bit, but not, like an extensive period of time. So it is Ford against Statlander. You could tell that this match really wasn't put together that well under such short time. I think they may have had about a day to come up with this. Not saying, that neither of them can wrestle, because they can. Chris Statlander definitely can. Ford is getting there. She just needs more time in the ring. Statlander won with the Big Bang Theory. I gave this a C-. You gave it a D.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer gave this 3 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B. And then we go to what I feel was the worst match of the show.
Oh, definitely.
Shawn Spears against Dustin Rhodes. They tried the comedy. It does not work in this match. It does not.
Ew.
So let's set the stage, bro. Shawn Spears comes out. He's in a nice suit. He is not prepared to wrestle. And he thinks Dustin Rhodes is not going to come out. So they play his theme. And he doesn't come out. So he asks the referee to ring the bell, start the 10 count, so he gets the win by countout. Well, the music plays again. Brandy comes out. So Brandy's having words with Shawn. Meanwhile, Dustin Rhodes comes up from behind, and he attacks Shawn Spears. So it's like, okay. So then he starts ripping his clothes off. At one point, we see Shawn Spears' ass. We get a full moon in Jacksonville. Then we get to the outside. We take a look at Shawn Spears' underwear. On his crotch is a picture of Tully Blanchard's face.
Yeah, because why not?
We needed that. Dustin Rhodes got the win. I gave this a D. You gave it an F.
Yep, worst match.
Yep. Meltzer gave this 1 star. Deserving. And here's the thing. It's nothing against either man. It really isn't. Did it need to be a comedy match?
No.
That's my only thing. CBS Sports gave it a C. Then we had the AEW Women's Title. Nyla Rose defending against Hikaru Shida. No disqualification, no count out. Obviously it's a fight. Bless you. Bless you.
No.
They go into the crowd. Shida gets sent through a blackjack table. We believe it was a blackjack table.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting all over the place, which is what you're supposed to do in a no DQ, no countout match. They're using everything. And then Shida, towards the end, hits Nyla with kendo stick shots. And it basically knocks Rose out, and she hits her with what looked like a Shining Wizard to get the 3, and Shida is the new AEW Women's Champion. I gave this a C. You gave this a D on this one.
Yeah, not a good pay-per-view, is it?
Meltzer rated this 3 3/4 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B.
Wow. That's high.
Then we go. Then we go to the AEW World Title match, Brody Lee challenging Jon Moxley. And
I was hoping this was going to be good. Two of my favorite wrestlers against each other. And this is getting my least favorite match of the night. And I'm not saying that. The worst match of the night was an F. This is my most disappointing match of the night.
So this is a fight, basically. This is a straight fight. They go to the outside a lot, and the referee's staying with them. And then towards the end, pardon me, Moxley hits the paradigm shift on the Brody Lee, and they fall through the stage, which was a really good spot. Moxley comes out of that basically without a scratch. Brody Lee comes up, and he is busted open. So as soon as he gets back in the ring, Moxley goes for a paradigm shift, and Lee kicks out at 1. Then Moxley hits a second paradigm shift. Lee kicks out at 2. Then Moxley locks in sort of a sleeper choke, and Lee does not tap out. He passes out, and Moxley retains the AEW title. I gave this a B-. You gave it a D+.
Yep. D, as in David.
Right. Meltzer rated this 4.25 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B.
Okay, so the next match, I am going to change my score, just so you know.
Okay. Because it is the main event of the paper.
It is.
It is the Stadium Stampede match. It is the Inner Circle versus the Elite. Now, I liked how each team had their own intro like it's a football game. Because they had the smoke, the fire, there were cheerleaders there. So, you got that football feeling. American football. So, the referee, actually all the referees are out here for this match. Referee blows the whistle to start the match. And they all start running towards the 50-yard line. And it reminded me of the Monty Python skit of that women's group who does the interpretation of the Battle of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, so, we're not going to get to all the spots. But we're going to mention some of them. We're going to mention as many as we can. Adam Page is on a horse. He sees Sammy Guevara. Sammy runs for his life, being chased by Adam Page and the horse. This is not the first, or this is not the last time Sammy's going to get chased in this match. So we do get some action in the ring. Then everyone breaks off into groups. Omega and Hardy are with Santana and Ortiz. They go up to one of the stands, and Omega goes through a barricade. So it's Hardy against Santana and Ortiz. They end up at the pool of the stadium. And it's a 3-foot pool. I want you to remember that for what's going to happen in a minute. So they throw Hardy into the pool. Santana goes into the pool to attack him. Ortiz very slowly climbs down into this pool. And it's like, I can't swim. It's a 3-foot pool, folks. So, they push Hardy's head into the water. And he changes into Attitude Era Matt Hardy. And then they get the better hand of him, and they put him in the water again. Then we get version 1 Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, while he is being put back in the water, we get a Matt Hardy fact that he can hold his breath underwater for 364 seconds. And Santana and Ortiz see this stat somehow. I don't know why. It was just absolutely hilarious. So then, Broken Matt Hardy comes back, and he goes after Ortiz and Santana. So he takes the both of them, puts them in the pool. Ortiz uses a lifesaver to get out of this pool, which is absolutely hilarious. So they fight, and Ortiz ends up under this giant bell. Think of the Liberty Bell. And Matt Hardy rings the bell with Ortiz underneath it. And Ortiz goes into the chair of wheels. He gets duct taped up. He's out of the match. So Santana is now fighting Hardy. They fight near an ice cooler. Santana ends up in the ice cooler machine. He's locked in. Now, Adam Page, earlier in the match, gets off of his horse, sees there's a club lobby right near. So he just goes into there. Jake Hager walks around. He sees Adam Page's horse. There was one thing I wanted from this match, and we didn't get it. And I'm going to tell you what it was. If you have never seen the movie Blazing Saddles, first off, shame on you. Secondly, there is a scene in that movie where Mongo punches the horse, or a horse. I wanted Hager to punch the horse. It just would have been a great Blazing Saddles reference. So,
oh, the poor horse.
Well, it wouldn't have been a real punch. You know, it would have been a sound effect. Whoosh. So, Hager goes into the club lobby. He sees Page having a drink. Hager joins him. They have a drink. And Adam Page is like, you here to drink or you here to fight? So they start fighting. Hager is dominating Page. He slides Page across the bar, just like in every Western you've ever seen. And then he gets thrown onto a pool table. Omega comes in, hits Hager with a bottle of the bubbly. Doesn't really affect them. Pardon me. They do this 3 more times before Hager is finally knocked out. And they throw Hager over the bar. And then after they're done with him, Page and Omega have a drink. Page has his drink, and Omega has his drink, which is a glass of milk. So now we have Sammy Guevara with one young buck, Jericho with the other. So Jericho is with Nick. And Sammy is with Matt. Matt Jackson hits a Northern Lights suplex. Then another. Then another. Then another. And another. We'll come back to them later. Jericho and Nick Jackson, they're fighting on the sideline. Jericho gets cooled off by this really big fan. The chain measure gets used by Jericho, and then the Jacksonville Jaguar mascot gets involved in the match, and Jericho hits the Judas effect on the mascot, which knocks him out. Poor son of a gun. So Jericho and Nick keep fighting. Jericho goes for a pin. He gets a 2 count. Jericho challenges the call on the field that it was a 2 count. He had the red flag, so they went into the tent for the replay, and the referee holds her call that it was a 2 count, and Jericho's like, "You're a shitty referee!" So they keep fighting, and then Matt, who has Northern Light suplexed Sammy Guevara all the way from one end zone to the other end zone, scores a touchdown and spikes Guevara in the end zone. He starts dancing, and then another referee, he throws a penalty flag on Matt Jackson for excessive celebration, which is hilarious. And the referee gets a super kick for it. So Nick and Jericho, they're still fighting. Matt comes over, and they eventually get the upper hand on Jericho. Nick goes up, he runs down the stairs, jumps on a guardrail, hits a swanton on the Jericho through the table. And then you have Adam Page all of a sudden, for no reason, with a yard marker, the white chalk, and he just goes over Jericho with it. It is absolutely funny. So Guevara gets up. He's crawled out, and he gets up after he's woken from the water sprinklers coming on. So he stands up, and he sees nobody around. So he's thinking he's won the match for his team. Here comes Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega with the golf cart. So we're going to have this again. Guevara starts running away for his life. Omega and Hardy are chasing him. The referee, Bryce Remsburg, is chasing the cart. It is a great image that you get. So Guevara manages to get safely onto the end of the stands. And he and Matt Hardy are fighting. All of a sudden, we hear a sound. And it's a new Vanguard. It's a new drone. It is Neo 1. And this distracts Guevara, and Omega comes in to save Matt. Then he hits a one-winged angel, which was maybe 20 feet down through something. And it's a 1, 2, 3. The Elite win the match. And then after the match, Omega gets a Gatorade bath to celebrate the victory. This was an absolute crazy match, but I loved the ever-loving daylight out of this match. And I know there are people that were like, this is stupid, this is dumb, I understand where you're coming from, I respect your opinion, but I loved this match. A lot of us loved this match. And this is the first time, Fro, I am giving a match an S grade. It was that great.
Yeah, I have changed my mind on this. I've actually seen this 3 times now.
Okay.
And I like it better than I was thinking I did when we were recording our original scores.
Right.
So for me, it's actually getting a B+.
Okay. So it went up from a B- to a B+.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. No problem. Pardon me. Meltzer did not rate this match, but I do want to read a quote in his review in the newest edition of the Observer newsletter. I've seen a lot of these types of matches in Japan, including one at the Tokyo Dome that was loaded with sight gag cameos, as well as the previous WWE ones like Undertaker vs. AJ Styles and DDT stuff. For this genre, this is the new standard. Tony Khan afterwards talked about this as perhaps becoming one of AEW's signature type matches. It felt to me like it would be very difficult to top, but something this successful does need to be done again, but also probably not for another year or so. I absolutely agree with that. This could wait at least another year to be done again.
We talked a little about it on the Patreon thing, where where we would rank this. I would agree with you that this is underneath the Money in the Bank match, but it's on third place.
No. Well, you had it at number 3. I had it at number 1 because let me tell you where, and I'll explain it here to our listeners who are not subscribed to our Patreon page.
You should, by the way.
I will. With this match, it's better than the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that's a pretty simple thing to say. Where it is better than Cena and Wyatt is this. Cena and Wyatt, as much as I liked it the first time around, the second time around, I felt confused watching it. Like, I did get some of the jokes, and it did make me laugh. But that match was like you were on an acid trip. And why I like this above Undertaker and Styles is this. With Undertaker and Styles, and don't get me wrong, I thought that was the best match of WrestleMania. It was. I think you agreed with me on that, too.
Oh, yeah.
That match was like a 4-week build feud. This match was a 6+ month build to get what might be the conclusion of the feud. And
oh, you think so? Really?
Yeah. And that's why I have this at number 1. Of course, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. I guess we could call it epic movie style matches.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, CBS gave this an A-. So, pretty positive rating all around here. Let's go to our Facebook group and see what people thought of the pay-per-view. Most people gave this show an A grade. One person gave it an F.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's A, and I don't think it's F. For me, it was a B or C. I think B is too nice, so I will give it a C.
I'm going to stick with my B grade. I think what actually might have caused it to not get an A grade was after the TNT title match. Actually. And I'm not saying, that they were the worst matches ever, but just looking at it, it's like, it could have. I think it's safe to say this might have been the weakest of the AEW pay-per-views.
Oh, definitely.
But it's still not a bad pay-per-view. This was a good show.
It reminded me a little of a bad TNA pay-per-view, but that's me personally.
Right. As far as your favorite match of the pay-per-view, everybody went with the Stadium Stampede match. One person went with Sheeta versus Rose.
Okay.
And I know you said your favorite was the ladder match.
Yes, definitely.
Mine was the Stadium Stampede match. So, but I think it's safe to say they had a good show. Like we said, it wasn't their best pay-per-view, but it was still a good pay-per-view. We'll just go with that. Okay, that's going to do it, actually, for this week. So,
yes.
Why don't we get into our plugs that we always do? If you have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow97, and follow the show on Instagram at thatwrestlingshow. Join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show Fan Group. You type that in the search bar. You're right there. And if you can't find it, it's okay. I put the link in the description of each episode. And visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/That Wrestling Show, where, if you get to it right now, Fro watches Disney Sing-Along Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, he sings.
Yes. So, Fro, what did you guys discuss on Another Digital Citizen this week?
We talked about the coronavirus, and no, I did not say the coronavirus. I said the coronavirus. That is a device that allegedly was used by the Vatican to look into the future and the past.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we plug other podcasts you guys should check out? Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They take you through the world of retro wrestling better than any other podcast will. This week, they have a fresh perspective on the new generation of the world of the WWF, plus week 4 of the Royal Flush of the worst WWF Tag Team Champions of all time, and they review an episode of WWF All-Star Wrestling from 1975. That is this week on Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. Now, if you like your podcast hosted by one individual,
why don't you check out Greetings from Allentown?
I felt a little bad about last week, so I let Fro have it this week.
Oh, thank you.
Join Peter Winson as he watches one show of pro wrestling each week in his own unique way. This week, he watches an episode of WWF New York, or WWF Shotgun Saturday Night, depending on how you want to look at it, where Stone Cold Steve Austin goes hunting. I think he's going to be hunting for a certain Hart family member. That is this week on Greetings from Allentown. Also, check out The Road Home from Wrestling with Drucifer Jones. He and his buddy this week, they did a movie review, Fro. Do you want to guess what the movie is?
The Wrestler.
No.
Something else to do with wrestling.
No. Well, it's got wrestlers making cameos in it.
The Princess Bride.
Great guess, but no. This week, they discuss MacGruber.
Oh, MacGruber. Yeah, that is the Princess Bride. I mean, if nobody knows who the wrestler is in the Princess Bride, shame on you.
Yeah, if you don't know, wow. Also check out the Juice Pro Wrestling Podcast with Juice and his friends. This week they discuss various topics, including NWA Carneyland, which is up on YouTube. I have not watched that yet. PCO videos, Marty Scurll on Being the Elite, and New Japan resuming empty arena gigs, among other topics. That is this week on Juice Pro Wrestling. Now, if you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, check out Unspooled with Paul and Amy. They watch one movie from AFI's list of the 100 greatest movies of all time, the 2007 edition. This week, they discuss A Streetcar Named Desire.
I am not a big fan of that movie.
Oh!
I know.
Oh, no. I love them.
I know. Very unpopular opinion. I don't think I really like that movie.
Phew. Well, then maybe you want to listen to this one just to see what they think of it. So check out Unspooled. Also, check out Shark's Pond, a South Park podcast where I review each and every South Park episode. This week, I discussed the Season 9 episode, Ginger Kids.
Oh, I love that episode.
I don't think you're going to like my thoughts on this episode.
I like it.
So check it out. And I do want to mention this because Jim Boy Star and I, we're starting something very cool because we technically, summer isn't here. It's not going to be here for a few more weeks, but Memorial Day weekend is usually the unofficial beginning of summer. And we are doing a summer series where we are either going to do watch-alongs or reviews of pay-per-views. Fro will be joining us in a future episode. We're not going to spoil what it is yet because we want you to be surprised with what it is. However, this Sunday, Jim and I are joined by my friend Brian as we do a watch-along of Starrcade 1983, the very first Starrcade. Believe me, you guys are going to be in for a treat with that one.
Summertime, da 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 da.
Actually, it'll be... Oh, no, not that one. It's going to be another one that's going to be... Oh, no, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the next time we do the Royal Rumble podcast, it'll be up opposite of Grease, because that's going to air on CBS June the 7th, because that would have been the night of some award show. I don't know what award show it would have been. But...
Tell me why. Da-da-da-da-da.
So, check that out this Sunday. It's going to pop up. The watch-along for Starrcade 1983. Next week on our show, Fro, we got a show to preview.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be NXT In Your House. And
I'm really looking forward to this.
And we're going to give away a house on the show next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not my house.
Oh no. We're giving away a house. We are using Fro's credit card.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
We have actually bought the house.
Oh yeah.
It is in
This
Walla
is so
Walla,
true.
Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington. And we're going to be giving away a house next week.
Mm-hmm. Is that where that song came from? Walla Walla, ding dang.
I don't think so.
Oh,
but I could be wrong.
Mm.
Plus, we got wrestling review or wrestling news to talk about and other stuff as well. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of That Wrestling Show. We are the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. Join us next week, and until then, as always,
I'm Elmo.
Oh Lord, please no. Wrestle on.
Elmo loves you.
Oh God, please no.